Hey YouTube, how you doing? Biggie here, how's everything? And welcome to another movie review. Today's movie review, I'm going to be reviewing another very hit classic Disney animated film. If you like Goofy and Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, everything, you're probably familiar with. I'm going to be reviewing what I'm going to be reviewing today. It's a hit 90s animated Disney classic, a Goofy movie. Yep, a Goofy movie. It was released in the spring of 1995. Yep, and it's directed by Kevin Lima or whatever, who we also know he's directed other Disney movies like the 1999 film Tarzan, 102 Dalmatians, and the 2007 live-action animated hybrid film, Disney film Enchanted. Yeah, Kevin Lima did very good directing this. The cast and crew in this was so good. It's a very good movie. Yes, Bill Farmer, we all know, is the voice of Goofy, and he did a good job, a very good job in this. And Jason Marsden, we all know as is Max, his son. And yeah. And in this film, it's about teenager Max Goof on the last day of school. He stages a rock concert during a school assembly to impress his crush Roxanne, played by actress Kellie Martin. And he had his friends named PJ, which is Pete's son. He's voiced by Rob Paulsen. And Pete is in this, the villain Pete. He's voiced by Jim Cummings, we all know. And Max also had to help with his friend Bobby, played by, we all know, Pauly Shore. And fearing Max was heading for trouble, because he got in trouble for it, and got in trouble with the principal named Principal Mazer, who's voiced by Wallace Shawn. So Goofy, Principal Mazer called Goofy while at work and told him how much of trouble he was in. And he's like, if I were you, Mr. Goof, I would seriously reevaluate the way you're raising your child before he ends up in the electric chair. And then he hung up on him. And so Goofy took him on a cross-country road trip to Idaho for fishing, and then it led to a hilarious friction, a detour to a Powerline concert, and a heartwarming family reconciliation. And the plot of this film also is the setup. Max wanted to impress Roxanne before summer break. That's when he got into trouble with that school prank, and Goofy was worried about losing his son, so that's when he sets up the trip to Lake Destiny, Idaho. Then the road trip part, Max lied to Roxanne, claiming he will be on stage with the pop star Powerline in L.A. Goofy maps out their old childhood fishing route, and then Max is angry and distant throughout the drive, and then Goofy constantly embarrasses with his clumsy habits. And the climax and resolution of that was Goofy accidentally lets Max steer the car on. They take a detour, and but then they go to that opossum park, which Max was being embarrassed at. I remember, and then they go on a fishing trip, and then that's when they bump into PJ and Pete. They had a nice big camper and everything, had like basketball courts, bowling alley and everything, and Goofy took Max fishing, and then that's when they run into the Bigfoot monster and everything, and that was funny. That was my favorite part. And they had it on video and everything. They were being chased. Max is like, Dad, it's Bigfoot. And he's like, could you back up a bit, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus. Run, he chases him and everything. And then, yeah. But then eventually, Max confessed his lie about Powerline after a fight with Goofy, and eventually, and when Goofy told him that Principal Mazer called him and everything, but then eventually they made it to the concert in L.A. where Max, he gets on stage with Powerline to prove himself to Roxanne, and Goofy and Max, they finally accept each other. Yeah, and when I remember the scene when they were arguing and fighting, and the car rolls over and eventually ends up like in the river, the waterfall and everything, and then they get back home to Roxanne's in the end, and the car's like falling apart, sputtering, going poo, poo, poo. And every time I saw that movie, I'm like, hey, go down to a Chevy dealer, get a brand new Tahoe, because this was a 1995 film, and 1995 was the first model year for the Chevy Tahoe, which is one of my favorite vehicles. I want a two-door Tahoe. They're rare. But we'll talk more about Chevy in the future, but let's talk about the movie, yeah. But when Max and Goofy get to Roxanne's house, and that's when he confessed the lie about a lie that he said when he said Goofy and Powerline performed in a band, and then he said he wanted Roxanne to like him, and she said, I already liked you, Max, from the first time I heard you laugh. Yep. And I remember one scene when Roxanne gave Max a kiss, and then Max gave her a kiss, and then the scene where the car blows up, Goofy tried putting a bumper on and just blew and went like, boom! He's like, and he crashes through. And that's when Max introduces Roxanne to his father, Goofy, and also, yeah, that's Powerline right there. Where my finger's at right there, the singer. And he's voiced by R&B legend Tevin Campbell. He performed the songs like Stand Out and Eye to Eye. He did a very good job in this. All the voice actors did. Jason Marsden, Bill Farmer, Rob Paulsen, Pauly Shore, Jim Cummings, Jenna Von Oy. She was Stacy, Roxanne's best friend with the braces and the glasses. Even Kellie Martin did a pretty good job. All the voice actors did, and Frank Welker was the voice of Bigfoot right there in the photo. Yeah, and yeah, it's a very good movie. If I'm telling you, if you've never seen a Goofy movie before, you could check it out. If you have Disney Plus, it's streaming on Disney Plus. You could check it out, and this movie has a 64% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 7 out of a 10 on IMDb, and a 4.6 out of a 5 on 4.6 out of a 5 on Voodoo Fandango, and also Siskel and Ebert gave this film 2 thumbs up, and I'm right with them on there. And also this movie had a budget of $18 million, and it made $37.6 out of $37.6 million at the box office. So, yeah. This movie was so great. Even though Goofy meant well, his cluelessness and klutziness embarrassed Max, but yeah. But even Max eventually knew Goofy meant well. Yeah. Goofy really cared about his son, yeah, and even Wallace Shawn did pretty good, I wanted to mention as the principal, so. Alright, YouTube, nice seeing you. Take it easy, be safe, and stay out of trouble. Peace.